All right, enough gas bagging in the chat. Let's get it going on in real life. How are we, legends? Been gas bagging in the chat. Oh shit! Let me get my chair comfy. I gotta get a new chair. We'll talk about that in a minute too. There's so many things to talk about. Anyway, how are we all? We all good? Good to see you this Sunday evening, or lunchtime, or whatever it is for you. It's 11 p.m. down this way. Glad you're all well, my friends. I hope you're all well. I shouldn't say glad you're all well. I hope you're all well. I hope everyone's doing. How's the audio and video? We sounding good? We're sounding sexy. Check, check. 1, 2. Pork, pork. Can you hear me? Pork. 11 a.m. Eh? Nice. Yeah, quarter pound. Scotty, pork. Good to see you all. I haven't seen Dino actually. I just sent a message to Dino before on I don't want to bring it up now, but I sent a message before to Dino on a what's it called? Discord. Just checking he's all right. Haven't seen him in a while. Alex, good to see you, mate. We'll get to that in a second. Don't worry. But I got no problem with the podcast thing. We'll talk about that whole being on someone else's stream. It's an interesting topic, actually. As you saw when I was on Space Ice and Red Eye. But good to see you all. Yeah, Miser. Where's Miser too? Correct. I haven't heard much from Miser either. Hope they're all right. Miser and Dino, if you're out there, hope you guys are all right. Check in with us. Check in with us. Just make sure we're all right. We're a community here. We miss you guys. Just making sure you're all good. Destructos, good to see you, Zig. Good. I'm good, my man. How are you, brother? Yeah, but hope. Yeah, 2 weeks. That really wasn't Miser in last week. I thought Miser was in last week. Am I just tripping balls? That's concerning. Then I have to message him on Discord. Then I didn't know he was humongous. Good to see you, bud. I didn't know it'd been 2 weeks. Damn. Okay. Who's BDE? It'd be awesome. I don't know who BDE is, but anyway, she's all right, man. We've got to go back tomorrow morning to hopefully get the. So she has a quite a large stone in the old kidney that is now passed to the urinary tract, but it can't get through. So it's quite large. So it needs to be removed, but it's something of a process. Anyway, we'll see what happens. I don't really know too much about what's going on because I don't speak the language and I'm not involved a lot because I'm not a spouse or a partner. So officially, but anyway, all good. The show will go on. She'll be alive. I'll make sure of it tomorrow. I'll get in there and I'll do my Seagal thing of just making sure things get moved along and we'll be right. But on to more important things. How are we all? How is the Seagalian community? Is it all good? I'll take care of that. Yeah, it's rough. I'll tell you what, humongous. Before we go, I will say that she told me that the doctor, when she had her stone and they took a CT scan or X-ray, whatever it is, they brought people in to look at it because they'd never seen a stone that large. That's how interesting that's how large it was. So anyway, she'll be right. I'll take care of her. The hospital will hopefully take care of her and we'll be fine. But we won't stress too much about that. Before we start, I mean, I should do this. I mean, I don't know why I was going to do this at the start and I didn't, and I effed up because, I'm a schmuck, but we should play the intro song because this is now the welcome song to my channel now when people come. So when people come to the channel now and to view the channel, I don't know if did I change the view? When people come to the channel, right, this is the first thing they see now. Let me get back to stream. All right, we do what I've done. All right. This is the first thing they see is this as like a welcome video. He's the birthday snatching god with a rodent for hair. A Zen warrior master, as deadly from a chair, using cookies and punani as fuel against his foes. He's eternally searching for the drugs and the sweet hoes. He has his chops, kicks, and hands-on belly flare, undefeated by everyone except for flights of stairs. He's very handsome, though. I mean, just look at how handsome he is. I love the poses where it kind of zooms out on him. He's just stunning. Sorry, I shouldn't interrupt, but it only goes for a minute and 40 seconds. His mumbling in his belly might cause some confusion. Sensei is deadly, but it might could be an illusion. Steven Seagal is here to save the world and make everything ace. Ace. Steven Seagal was born with the blood of almost every single race. I'll stop it there. DZ, how are you, mate? I gotta say hello to a couple of old timey Cigalians. DZ, drunken zombie, how are you, mate? Cliff, good to see you, brother. We're just getting warmed up. We're just playing the intro song. We just had a bit of a chat about what's going on, and then we're going to get into the action. Disarming nuclear bombs, freeing birds, sucking trees. He does it all with a giant hog. Hey. Bitch. You son of a bitch. Hold on. You son of a bitch. That was my fault. Sorry. That was my fault. All right, what were we up to? What did you lose me at? Damn, that's annoying. Sorry, mate. That was my fault, not the computer's fault. That was my fat finger's fault. The thing I love about this song is, I mean, personally, most people won't really understand it, but most of you guys will understand the in-jokes about, you know, the nuclear disarming a nuclear bomb, or obviously just any of this stupid shit. The cookies references, the punani, and most people won't, right? And that's fine. I'm all right with that. But those that do know about Seagal know about, you know, certain parts of the lyrics, including just the ending. Was born with the blood of almost every single race. Even that reference about being born with the blood of almost every single race. Most people wouldn't know. And if you're dumb enough to get in his way, just remember that'll snatch every motherfucking birthday. Anyway, that's pretty much the end of the song. Now, I was on Space Ice's live stream. I've got a topic of things to talk about here. What's happening, legends? I do want to send a shout out to Sugar Bear on Patreon, which is Kyle. Just randomly during the week, he just bumped up his level of membership to the top level membership, which is, I don't even know what it is, but it's some ridiculous amount. But thank you, Kyle. I appreciate that. He part of that package is he gets to come on the podcast once a month, or the live stream once a month. But I don't know if he wants to do that. It's up to him, but he's just a legend either way. So I just wanted to say thanks, Kyle. You're a legend. And to all my Patreon supporters, you're all legends. Yeah, so the stream thing, right? I found it interesting on Space Ice's thing. I always have a good time with him, but it's an interesting dynamic being on someone else's stream. You know, Alex, you messaged me about streaming, and that's fine, mate. You want to come on, you want to have a bit of a chat about Seagal, it's all right. I will suggest one thing though. I would run it a little bit differently. So we'll probably have a topic we're going to talk about, or a certain video, and I'd like you to, you know, maybe come with some talking points on that, and then we can go from there. And I'll let you speak. But it's all about learning the dynamic of the person that you're with, and I think that Space Ice and Space Ice, close that down. I can't believe I did that. Space Ice and Red Eye have been doing that for a long time together. They've been doing it pretty much every week, nonstop for a while. So I think they've got quite a rapport together. And I wasn't quite sure when to jump in. I didn't want to over talk too much because I'm quite a boisterous individual, as you guys can tell. I'm quite loud, and I've, you know, I got a bit of King Dick energy, but I don't mean it to be like that. But I just, you know, I'm a bit of a loud personality, and it's difficult for me to learn when to jump in. Nothing against him at all. He, you know, it's just he runs it his way, and I was trying to, you know, find my way in, but it was difficult for me. And I think that's a learning experience for me, right? It's something I got to learn how to do better, is learn how to, you know, feed off other people's systems. And Kat, good to see you, darling. How are you? I don't know if I said hi to Rat already. I think I did. JC, good to see you, mate. JC Mac. Who else we got? It just popped up in. I think I said hi to Humongous already. Yeah, so it's about learning. It's about learning also. It's a learning experience for me too. But we'll get there, you know. I'm not sure if I'd necessarily not do it again. Like, I'd do it again, obviously, just to keep seeing how it is. But I like doing my own stream, doing it my way, and I'm sure, you know, he probably likes doing his own stream himself. I don't know if he does it himself anymore or if he only does it with Space Ice, with Red Eye. But I yeah, look, I tried to, Alex, but it was difficult because there was a lot of things I wanted to say that I couldn't really find my way in. So it's quite difficult for me to slip in. But part of it is, again, learning when to find your spots and to make the time that you do have count, I guess, to be as beneficial and as eye-grabbing as possible, I suppose, is the best way to go about it, to say it. But it was interesting. It was an interesting trial. But I'll email you, Alex. Don't worry, at some point during the week, and we'll set something up, mate. If you want to do it, go for it. That's fine. You want to come on, we'll have a crack. If it doesn't work out, and by that I mean if I don't think it works out, then don't hate on me because I'm a very direct guy. I'm not blunt and rude, but I'll be direct. Just like if Space Ice didn't message me again because he didn't like the way it went down, I wouldn't be upset with it. But yeah, I'm happy to give you. We'll do a collab together, mate. I've seen some of your shit before, and it's yeah, I like it. It's entertaining. I wouldn't say we're necessarily the same kind of whatever you want to call it, content creator, because even though we cover the same topics, I think we're very different. I'm very brash, rude, kind of sarcastic, obviously, satirical in my approach. But look, mate, I'm happy to try. I'm happy to collaborate, but we'll work it out anyway moving forward. So anyway, enough of that. So Space Ice's numbers go. I don't know if his numbers go up or not. That's probably because of you guys going, if anything. But yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, what's that? Oh, that's a trailer for the movie. We're getting there. I'm halfway through a trailer. Okay, so I've got a new video today. I just accidentally did that again. That was stupid. I just opened up my Word that I dodgily got off some website. I'm not sure where. Now, this week's agenda is we're going to talk some stuff, which we've done that already. Yeah, I've spoken about that. Yeah, ascension level, yes, etc., etc. I've got a new video today. We're debuting the first episode of True Justice, episode 1. Boom, boom, just coming in with the hits. I would have liked to have done more this week, but I have been preoccupied. For those of you that do know a bit more about what's going on, I've been a bit preoccupied with real world stuff this week, so it's not an excuse. I do apologize, but I've got something fresh for you tonight. Something fresh for you. So we'll get to that. There's a new video coming next week about an alpha dude. I found Wes Watson and Vin Diesel's dad, so that's an interesting one. And also True Justice episode 2 is coming, as well as a video about the clown world that we live in. I've done a few clown world videos, but we're getting there. What about the documentary? Oh, the biography. Yeah, we'll do the biography part 2 as well. We've got biography part 2. That's in there, pork. So we'll get through all that. We're gonna try and get through all this. There's a lot to get through. Where is the biography? It's somewhere. I'm sure I had it somewhere here. That's annoying. I can't remember what it is. That's really annoying. Can anyone see where the biography is? Did I not copy it here? Oh, there it is. Biography. All right, good. Sweet. All right. First, before we get started, though, I just wanted to play this, right? This was Machete. So those of you that, I don't know how many of you have seen this movie. Okay, well, we'll do a poll. I think it's time for a poll. It's time for a poll. I'm going to run this poll, and then I'm going to have to go to the toilet because the seal's broken, ladies and gentlemen. So it's happening, whether we like it or not. Have you seen Machete? All right. While that's happening, what is this shit? All right, while that's happening, I can do that too. Boom. I'll be back in a sec. Sit tight. Hold on. All right. Just worry about the poll. Don't worry about the video. Just worry about the poll for now. Okay. I know it's early, but the seal's broken. honestly, I don't know how people. I don't know how the hell people piss for like 2 hours. You know what's funny about that, by the way? When I did the Space Ice stream. Okay, I'm back now. When I did the Space Ice stream, Dino messaged me afterwards and said to me that he said, how did you go lasting so long without pissing, bro? I know you were busting for a piss," and he was right. By the end of that stream, the first thing I did was go and take a piss. That's literally the first thing I did was go and piss. That's how desperate I was to urinate. And Dino was right. He was spot on. But anyway, how many people have seen Machete? Okay, so what's great about this scene in Machete? Sorry to digress with my PPs, but what's great about this scene is he fights against Danny Trejo. I mean, sorry, I should start again. First of all, his Mexican accent. I assume he's Mexican. Adelante is the song. But who remembers a song by Adelante called Sash? Now that was my fault, Alex. The problem is I've got this habit of fiddling around with my mic, and I end up touching. I mean, it's probably a shit mic. It's just a Blue Yeti or something. I bought it like 2 years ago, or a year ago. Anyway, back to Machete. The great thing about this is I remember that song by Sash called Adelante, and I memorized the intro of that song, which is completely off topic, but I memorized the intro of that song in Spanish, even though I have no idea what it means. And I can sing it to you right now. And this is the part where someone says, "Hey, what's the lyrics? Sing it right now then, Sensei." And then I say, "Well, if I have to, I'll do it." But yeah, Seagal's inhabiting his Mexican side. Kuro, Joyful, good to see you, my friends. How are you, brother? Samana. But you mock Christian because they are a peaceful dude. That's so lame. Who mocks Christians? I don't understand what's going on. Hey, buddy, why mocking the image of Christ? Is this a cigar? That's an interesting person. Well, mate, I wasn't mocking the image of Christ. It's more about Seagal. I guess you could call it that. I mean, I'd happily do it as something else, but it's not really mockery. It's more just embracing. If you think about it technically, I'm actually saying that Christ is Lord because this is about Seagal being a Lord. So technically, I am reinforcing that. Yeah, I'm technically embracing that Jesus is a God and Seagal's a God. So take from that what you will. But just try and be a good person. Don't worry about worshiping anyone. Not that there's anything wrong with Jesus, but just try and be a good person, mate. Don't stress. Don't worry about who's the right deity, who's not. Just just try and be a good person. That's all it is. Microphone's out of whack. Sounds louder. Oh man, what's going on now? Hold on, one sec. That's annoying. It's fuck, isn't it? 1 second. Okay. Are we good now? We should be better now. God damn it, man. I gotta stop piss fighting around with the microphone while I'm talking. I've got this bad habit of moving it around and touching stuff. Hey, the Joker's here. How are you, Joker? How are you, mate? Good to see you, brother. Hope you're well, my friend. All right, we better with the audio? This should be better now. This should be sexier. You should be able to hear my sultry, smooth voice. All right, anyway. Also we're watching Machete and doing his Mexican accent, and we got sidetracked by the dude who was upset about Jesus. That's all right. Let him have his say. It's all good. If he's gonna be sad, that's up to him. But Kuro, good to see you. Diana, Frayed. I don't know if I missed any newbies that came in. Rad, I think I said hi to Rad already. But Joker's here. Good to see you, my friend. Shit, man. Hope you get better. You need some of that nose candy and some good cookies. Maybe some hot Asian tea from Seagal, and some cookies. That'll sort you out, mate. But anyway, what I love about this whole somehow Jessica Alba's in this, and she's rooting for Seagal. For some reason, Jessica Alba is rooting for. Right? I don't know why, but she is. This big fella here is in the background. A couple of other a lot of Mexican-looking dudes, and obviously Michelle Rodriguez is probably, I don't know, she's Mexican, but in the stomach, right? And his first response is, I could kill you right now very easily, right? Even though he's been stabbed in the stomach. So technically, think about it. He's been killed, but he hasn't actually been killed yet. He's going to die on his terms. Giant machete sticking out in the middle of his stomach, but this is nothing, right? He's all good. He's all good. He's got this. He's got this shit. This ain't shit. Look at the finger he's using too. He's giving the middle finger at the same time, which is just a class. So right now, by the way, he's got a machete, whatever you want to fucking call it, in the center of his stomach, all the way through. By the way, the side view. If we look at the side view, what are we at? We're at 203. If we have a look at the side view here, it's literally all. Well, it was on the original. I mean, there's not a lot of good continuity here, right? Look, the sword's all the way through here, and now it's not all the way through anymore. So somehow it came out, but there's no blood on it. So, you know, great continuity there by the director or editor, whoever the hell it is. That's the kind of shit we pick up here at Seagullism. And then we get to, where were we, 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Technically, he didn't actually lose. He offed himself, which is not a loss in Seagal's world. In any world, that's not a loss. If you think about it, that's all I'm saying. Yeah, but anyway, he didn't lose. Now, I've got a couple of obscure videos for you. We'll play one of them. This is this was shout out to Paolo. I think his name is Yellow Devil on YouTube, but his name is Paolo. He sends me a few emails with some clips. We have a bit of a chat back and forth sometimes. This was Seagal in an Italian interview. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I just want to give you an idea of this was Seagal early days with Inca Marti. This is Italian TV, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe Spanish, actually. Sorry, I don't know. Yeah, Spanish.
Comparte bastantes cualidades con el personaje de la película, Nico Toscani. I think there are many qualities.
So yeah, anyway, this is him in the early days. Look at his I love the outfit for starters. I don't know if he's hairless on his chest or he just shaves it, but it does look like a baby, smooth as a baby, which is handsome as shit, obviously. And he hadn't quite sorted the hair yet in this interview. It's translated between Italian and English, but I don't think many people would have seen this interview. It's quite a rare one, to be honest with you. And I can almost guarantee that he's probably given her sex eyes during the whole interview. I mean, you know, this was 1980 something, so I mean, Inca Marti, she would have been hot material back then.
¿Qué diferencia hay con tal vez las películas de Bruce Lee? I know you're saying to me that it's not martial arts, but I would like to know because you have.
Anyway, this is early days Seagal. He's intense. See, the lady's talking over the top, though. She ruins it all. But anyway, that was an early days Seagal thing. Now, this week we're getting into True Justice, which obviously we talked about on the Space Ice stream, but I've got a different approach to my videos. As y'all know. Hello. Hold on a sec. There we go. Oh, okay, there we go. I've got a bit of a different approach to my videos. I think my humor is a little bit fucked up, to be honest with you. I don't actually know who my demographic is. I don't have a set demographic that I go for. I kind of just make videos that I think are funny, and I hope that some people do. Which some people do, which a lot of people probably don't, but some people do, and that's enough for me. You know, generally the positive comments outweigh the negative comments, so that's all that really matters in the grand scheme of it. And you get to make a bit of money and live in Thailand, you know, with a simple existence. So, you know, you can't be angry about that. It is what it is. Now the plan is I'm going to move this, like I said, to another channel and just do live streams on another channel. We probably might up the frequency on live streams because, you know, I enjoy doing them and I really just get to sit around, chat with you guys and watch videos and, you know, meet some new Seagalians along the way, which is always good fun. But this video is a premiere. It's only been released on Patreon, who gets the full, this is the uncensored version that is different to the one on YouTube. Listen, Kuro, I've been here for a year and a bit, and I have not come across any gangs because I'm not doing any shit. that requires me to cross paths with any gangs. So, you know, if you're not out there trying to slang dope or sell guns, you'll be fine, mate. You'll be fine. It's I guarantee it's a lot safer than most places. All right. Now, where are we? What's going on now? I haven't got an option to it. Hold on. One sec. Oh, what's going on there? That's a bit annoying. Bit of a okay. We're just gonna do this too because we can. Bam. All right. Now, sorry to just sidetrack there, just as I gather my shit together. Now we're up to the same. Sorry, mate. All good, mate. Don't stress. Black screen of death. No, we're ready to go. We're ready to go. Now, here's the thing. You guys remember I've been. Oh, well, you guys remember. You guys know I've been using AI Sensei Seagal every now and again, right? For my videos, and I've put him in here, and he takes up the first minute, and I think that might be a bit overkill with Sensei Seagal AI. You guys let me know. But the website I used to use, which is fish.audio, they used to give me 50 free clips I could use a day, up to 500 characters, and now it's changed to 20 free clips a month. So that's how this shit works. Yeah, you get awesome usage at the start while it's free, and then they slam you in the anus. Slam you right in the anus afterwards. But anyway, it is what it is. I can't complain. It was free. I'm not paying for it. So, all right. Now we're going to get into True Justice. Well, we'll play it and we'll talk about it as we go through it. All right, ready? Bam.
Hello.
Now let me know as we're going along.
Hello, I am Steven Skynet Seagal. I am a humble and modest individual, widely known as a fierce warrior, poet, scholar, artist, humanitarian, and law enforcement pioneer, as well as the sexiest man to ever exist. I'm basically I am a fucking god. Way back in 2009, I took to protecting the streets of Jefferson Parish as a real and authentic police officer, and not just some tubby, washed-up actor trying to stay relevant. I was the modern-day Shaft, only far blacker. I make a living in the movies, but for the past 20 years, I've also been a cop.
So those of you that know will know that Seagal was Seagal was in Lawman in 2009, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, way back then. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about here.
That's a big bastard right there, boy. So why did talking like that? Then took my firsthand experience and created the series True Justice. I was also the writer on the show, and I would have been director, but those fuckers wouldn't let me. Instead, I used Keone Waxman, who for some strange reason has directed a shit ton of my horrible movies.
He has directed a shit ton of Seagal's horrible movies, by the way. All good, Summoner. No problem, mate. I mean, I wasn't trying to, disrespect your Jesus. It's just a bit of fun, mate. I'd happily put, if I could do it to Buddha or someone else, but Jesus is just more recognizable. That's all it really is. And there's no real picture of Muhammad. I'd probably get shot if I did that, to be honest with you. But anyway. Yeah, so Keone Waxman is Steven Skynet Seagal. Keone Waxman, for some reason, seems to be direct a lot of Seagal's shit. I don't know why. He's somehow involved.
Waxman, who for some strange reason has directed a shit ton of my horrible movies, but he also bakes really awesome cookies and gives them me and BJ. Now fuck off before I will snatch your motherfucking birthdays.
Now, it just doesn't have the same ring as the original line, but it's still Seagal saying it to me. If you close your eyes, it sounds like a robot Seagal, but it's still got the essence of the man there. Everything just mentioned is completely true. Today, we're going to dive into his real-life drama, True Justice, where he plays Elijah Kane, the head of some undercover police task force in Washington. The cases? All sorts of stupid shit, but only things that Big Papa Probiotic and his crew could solve. In the first minute, a young lady who introduces herself as the new item.
I'm the new item. I thought I'd stop by and introduce myself.
I mean, again, we spoke about that in the Space Ice stream, but I wasn't not going to bring it up because it's an obvious thing. Who calls themselves the new item? It's literally just asking for yourself to be objectified as a piece of meat, which I'm going to do a lot because, you know, she's kind of hot.
I'm the new item. I thought I'd stop by to introduce myself.
Confirms that the young actresses on set are basically just sex toys for Sensei to play with.
I'm the new item.
Bing, bang, boom.
Unfortunately, she's a mixed race baby, and there's only room for one ethnic fluid champion in this department.
That means you're probably black and white.
Yeah, that's right.
See, we don't want black and white.
Now, I don't want to make it about race, but I couldn't miss an opportunity. Obviously, he's talking about black and white police cars, but, you know, I wasn't going to miss an opportunity to make it about black and white color. I don't know if is it loud enough for you guys to hear or not? I hope the audio is all right, but yeah.
See, we don't want black and white.
He informs her that the rest of her days involve sitting on his lap while he fondles the merchandise, and reality begins to set in for this poor lass.
Yes.
The gang includes one token black guy, and the rest are just attractive white Canadians because this was filmed in Vancouver. Sensei Maple Leaf hated America back in 2011.
Vladimir Putin.
I don't know why he filmed it in Vancouver, but he does have a bunch of attractive white people, and what's his name, Big Sleeves, which we'll get to in a sec. They start work. Sensei sends out the handsome white police sidekick to go and buy some booger sugar to help him stand and walk for shooting. The deal goes south, and by the way, Snort sees his nose candy running away and decides to involve himself. I mean, I know that's petty, but I just had to put it in there. It's more about the face he pulls right here. I mean, he's just got he's getting out of the car, and it looks like he's about to shit his pants. He teleports right where the bad guy is, and then stands around for some face shots in between all the quick cuts and shitty action. Again, sorry to stop it, but basically what happens in the action scenes is Steven Seagal does his little facial shots here, and they cut to back shots of someone doing some shit, and then back to some facial shots of him doing, you know, faces, like pretty much the same facial expression all the time, if we're being honest. But it's brilliant. But yeah, it's this. Yeah, I mean, basically that's it right there. This bloke, you get to see it yourself. It's was warned never to mess with Sensei's supply.
Nobody listens nowadays anymore.
Nonetheless, he got the goods. Now he's on to get the bitches. There's also a lot of close-ups of his face again, which I'm all for, because look how he looks majestic and, you know, grand as he is right there. But there's a lot of close-ups of his face and just face shots. I can imagine he had a lot to do with the editing as well as just the writing and creating, which he was the writer and creator. But Sensei Soul Brother tells his fellow officer what to do with the dirty white boy before their planned meet-up for fried chicken and watermelon.
Look, put this white boy back in the bucket and I'll catch up with y'all. Fry it out here.
I mean, no offense to William Big Sleeps Stewart, which is also the least fear-inducing name I've heard in a while, but they decide to put a token black fella in the crew, and they go with, dare I say it, not the most attractive bloke with a bung eye. Now, look, nothing against Big Sleeps here. Big Sleep Stewie. Willie Big Sleep Stewie. But they've got all these pretty white Canadian people, and then they just choose some dude. I mean, are they going for full kind of diversity shit? I don't know. I'm just saying. He could be a nice guy, but why didn't they go with Denzel? He kind of reminds me of the Black Opie from Family Guy. Honestly, I just wanted any excuse. He does have a bit of a bung eye, obviously. That's why he's called Big Sleeps, because he's got a sleepy eye. But most attractive bloke with a bung eye. He kind of reminds me of the Black Opie from Family Guy. I just like this clip. I love Opie. The brunette white chick is sassy and the appropriate level of sexy. Handsome white bloke is as delicious as Nutella on corn chips. New blondie is titty-rific. Yeah, buddy! And Steven Seagal is the epitome of a sex god and looks exactly what sex feels like. Okay, now just for the record, right? I feel like my descriptions, All right, we're going to end this poll. We're going to start a new poll. Accurate descriptions of the cast. All right, what are we thinking? Is that pretty accurate? I mean, we got Opie,
The brunette white chick.
we got her. I mean, she's not super hot. She's hot. You'll get to see her a bit later. She's not like super stunning hot, but she's like enough, sexy enough, and sassy enough.
Is sassy and the appropriate level of sexy. Handsome white bloke is as delicious as Nutella on corn chips.
By the way, Nutella on corn chips is awesome. He's a bit of a douche, but he kind of reminds me of like Chris O'Donnell. If Chris O'Donnell was like slightly more handsome and taller and more rugged, but I mean, he's not, he's not anything hot shit, but he's just aesthetically pleasing for the masses. That's what he's there for. Aesthetically pleasing for the aesthetically pleasing for the masses. That's what he's there for. You know, I'd slam the brunette too. I'm just saying she's not super hot and she gets a bit annoying later on. I've probably seen more of this than you guys have. So I've got other factors coming into it other than just her appearance, because she's a bit of an annoying bitch. She's all right, but she's a bit of an annoying bitch. Just like this guy, you know, like, you know, ladies, you probably think he's attractive, but he's a douche. I mean, he's really an annoying douche in so many ways. I mean, Big Sleeves is probably the the least douchey out of all of them, to be honest with you. Anyway.
New blondie is titty-rific.
Yeah, buddy.
I mean, she is titty-rific, and she dresses in so many outfits that just accentuate her God-given physical attributes. But she's annoying as shit too, and she's always got resting bitch face, right? RBF, resting bitch face.
And Steven Seagal is the epitome of a sex god and looks exactly what sex feels like.
I felt like that's the best way to put what Seagal is. He looks like what sex feels like. You know what I'm saying? Like, sex feels awesome. We can all agree that sex is great, regardless of whether or not you're a dude who likes to bang from behind other dudes. Whether or not you're heterosexual, you just do it normal, or whether or not you're a scissor sister. It doesn't matter. Either way, we can all agree that sex feels awesome, and Seagal looks like what sex feels like. That's the best way to put it.
The epitome of a sex god and looks exactly what sex feels like.
Like warm apple pie. Yeah? Yeah.
No offense to Big Sleeps, but why the fuck didn't they go with Denzel Washington? Big mistake by the producers and by Denzel. Just my opinion.
My nigga.
Seagal doesn't keep his creepy rubbing and caressing antics to women. Even steering wheels aren't safe from Big Daddy Groper as he fondles his poor circular steering implement against its will.
Yeah, I just,
That tells me right there that that's just instinctual to be like a bit of a rubber or a groper. Or maybe he's just so caring that he just wants to caress things and comfort them. But I feel like he just likes to rub shit. I reckon if his hand was on his cock, he'd probably do the same action, like just that rubbing action on his cock. I'm just saying, it's a possibility.
Sensei arrives on the scene of a gruesome murder and immediately Stubblebeard wants to hold hands with Seagal in the park before a single crime is solved.
I'm going to take a walk with you in just a minute.
You got it. I don't want to question Seagal's honesty, but really? You're going to walk with him? He took...
I mean, let's be real. He said, I'll walk and talk with you in a minute. The odds of him literally going to walk and talk, I mean, not happening if we're being honest.
Talks to this guy about something, but at this point...
And again, we discussed this on the Space Ice stream, so I didn't want to bring it up again in the video. But this guy is literally everywhere. So literally everywhere, and that's a big difference, by the way. I was going to say between our videos. I don't really care too much about what's happening in the plot line. I'm more interested in Big Daddy's presence in the whole thing. Walk with a wheelchair.
But at this point, I'm just mesmerized by whatever the hell we got going on here.
Show it, long as got you my hair.
Exactly right. Some Fios. Exactly right. Not happening. Walking and talking at the same time. That's almost impossible. But look at that glorious whatever's going on here. Also, I found this song online. I don't know what it's from. It's from a musical called Hair. I just typed in song about hair, and this is what came up.
Going on here.
Show it, long as got you my hair.
I don't know if it's a penguin hat. I mean, that's a very good description, Alex. That's a very good description. I don't know what the hell you'd call it. It is definitely. I mean, look at that triangular peak. it's sculpted. It's almost like it cannot. There's a certain border there. There's a wall, and you cannot cross it. It's like I don't know. Where are there walls like that wall in Israel where there's a wall, the Wailing Wall? It's like there. You can't whatever. Like the one in what was it? Or the wall in World War Z where those fucking zombies end up climbing over it. But it's just it's anyway. It's a barrier. You can't go past that triangular point. The rest of it just looks like Eddie Munster. The best way to describe it is Eddie Munster, if we're being honest. More than anything. But
This was thick, luscious, and carpety rodent era Seagal hair.
see, that's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of like thick carpet hair. I know it doesn't look like carpet, but like the hair equivalent of carpet. That's what it looks like.
That's not an insult, Big Daddy Diamond Dick. You know I love every version of you. Big Papa Pavlova shows us why he's the man by doing some Sherlock Holmes type shit, as if he wrote the script himself.
I'm a writer too, and well, there's red mud on the floor everywhere, and this red mud is definitely from the woods deeper in.
Bing.
Deposit safe is sitting there open, like a barn door. And in my opinion, man, whoever did this, knew these people real well.
Bang.
I mean, it's just a hunch, but welfare checks will be cashed tomorrow. In my opinion, everybody be cashing them here, most of them anyway. So folks around here in other places flush with cash.
Bing. And then we're treated to an acting.
So he basically just comes in, right? He comes in. He's been at the crime scene for probably about 15 seconds before honestly, maybe 30 seconds. He spent most of the time outside, and then all of a sudden, he's got the whole thing down pat. Mud
on the floor everywhere, and this red mud.
Mud everywhere.
Definitely.
He knows exactly where it's from. That mud, exactly where it's from.
From the woods deeper in.
Bing.
Deposit safe is sitting there open, like a barn door. And in my opinion, man, whoever did this, knew these people real well.
Bang.
I mean, it's just a hunch, but welfare checks will be cashed tomorrow. In my opinion, everybody be cashed.
He knows exactly why they're coming there. He knows everything. Why hasn't Sifu blessed us with a novel? He has. It's called Shadow Way of the Wolves, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check that. Or Way of the Shadow Wolves, the Deep State, and the some bullshit. Way of the Shadow Wolves. My bad. Me and Joker were going to read that at one point, but I mean, honestly, I read about one chapter into it, and it's not very Seagal-like, and he's trying to be normal and actually write a decent book, but it's just shit. I know it's probably based on his thoughts, but an autobiography, I'd have to write the autobiography myself. I mean, I'd have to write it myself. He wouldn't write. He hasn't written one yet. He might at some point, but he's not done yet. He'll be around for a good 10 or 15 years. He's a soldier. Is that under it? Nah, bro. This is a do-rag. This is Seagal. This is a Seagal do-rag. Special order. I actually ordered this from Seagal myself. Look at that handsome hairline. Anyway, what was I? What the fuck was I doing? Yeah, Way of the Shadow Wolves. We'll do that. All right. Anyway,
I'm here, most of them anyway. So folks around here in other places flush with cash.
the point is, he knows everything.
And then we're treated to an acting masterclass.
Oh, what is this? Oh, what is this? Oh, what is this?
Oh, what is this?
I don't know why, but for some reason that just made me laugh. The way it was all set up. Oh, what is this? Oh, what is this? And they didn't even use his face for the whole thing because he couldn't emote the whole scene. Oh, what is this?
That is a perfectly delivered line.
Oh, what is this?
Perhaps not as good as
Quickly! Quickly!
but it's up there. They found some little Chinese-y looking kid, and Sensei tries doing his Asian thing, but it turns out this kid doesn't even know how to speak proper Seagalese. Uneducated little shit. Stick to doing math.
You can't do some more.
Yeah, so this little girl rambles a bunch of shit. She clearly speaks the wrong Asian. Get your shit together, woman. Girl, sorry. Learn how to speak. And I mean, look at the side of the face. Can we all agree that's not him right there at all? That looks nothing like him right there. Even the hair doesn't even look like his hair. They could have. I know he doesn't have to be in every single scene, and that's how movies are made. But but come on.
Oh, hello, please. Bing bong, ching chong.
The young lad tries to lecture Seagal about his constant groping of women and steering wheels, but Sensei tells his little toe fungus how things are around these parts.
I feel really bad about that. Can you tell how bad I feel about that? I feel terrible. You forget who I am, man. I got my own set of rules, and I will impose my rules on them.
Big Papa strolls up on some crap.
By the way, he did say most of that, right? I mean, I may have edited it slightly.
Impose. Can you tell how bad I feel about that?
Basically, he was saying he doesn't give a shit about whatever's going on, and he's a police officer who'll impose his will and his rules on whoever he wants.
Terrible. You forget who I am, man. I got my own set of rules, and I will impose my rules on them.
Big Papa strolls up on some cracker honkies who don't take too kindly to Seagal's type coming around. You know, folk.
What are you doing here, boy? You got a pretty mouth, boy.
Then he goes one step too far and insults Sensei's Native American heritage.
Oh, come on, Chief.
Yeah, that guy just got too racist. Yeah, it's all right to just make fun of Seagal for being, a black person. That's fine. Be racist once, but don't be racist against like Native Americans as well. Just choose one sort of American to be racist against, either African Americans or Native Americans. Don't have a go at both, and don't have a go at one man for being both. All right, that's all I'm saying to that white guy.
Just for the record, second reference to white boy in this one episode alone.
It's a pity y'all white trash came in here and dirtied up the trailers.
I'm starting to worry Sensei's circular saw might be a touch racist towards white people. I'm not entirely sure what heritage or part of the US Sensei is from, and I don't know if he does either. But whatever this
For the record, I do know where he's from. I know exactly where he's from. It's Lansing, Michigan, but, I'm just making a point. His accents change all the time. Now, if you watch his fighting techniques here,
or part of the US Sensei is from,
they're quite
and I don't know
marvelous.
if he does either. But whatever this, I'm starting to
So,
worry
right
Sensei
here, the punches here. I don't even know what he's doing here with his right arm.
circular saw might be a
It's like a kind of over. It looks like for the Aussies in the audience or the English, it looks like a leg spin. Shane Warney kind of leg spin. That's what it looks like. Warney.
touch racist towards white people. I'm not entirely sure what heritage or part of the US Sensei is from, and I don't know if he does either.
He
But
doesn't.
whatever this accent is, only strengthens his claims as the ultimate ethnic fluid land whale.
How long you been here, boy? You're the new person around here. I know these sticks better than you ever will.
How long you been here, boy? You're a new person around here. I like the way he says around here. He sounds like exactly like Eric Cartman, honestly, if we're being honest. He sounds like Eric Cartman. Listen.
Fluid land whale.
How long you been here, boy? You're the new person around here. I know these sticks better than you ever will.
Around here.
Now listen, tell these young folk
Get away from here.
behind me to put their crap away before I pull out my gun and kill y'all. And I'll kill you first. Heard?
So why did talking like that?
Big Daddy pulls some awesome faces while his stunt double does all of the actual fighting before he picks up a rattlesnake and tosses it like it's a piece of string.
Hey!
Get me down from here. Get me down from here. That's what he sounds like. Anyway, rattlesnake in the car, right? The other guy screams like a bitch. Sensei, listen to what Sensei says.
Man, it's all right.
Man, it's all right. That's what you say when you find a snake in your car when you're Steven Seagal.
Rattlesnake and tosses it like it's a piece of string.
Hey!
Man, it's all right.
Looks.
Now, I think I found
By the way, that looks exactly like the same snake that was in the car, right? Exactly like the same snake.
the clue as to the origins of the infamous line
But it might could be an illusion.
and where he drew his inspiration. He also confesses to being a creepy stalker.
Damian means peeping Tom, so that might could tell you something.
Handsome vanilla dude propositions.
I like how he laughs at the end, like he's funny as well. Like that might could tell you something, but then he laughs at his own sentence. I think even he knows it's bullshit.
Handsome vanilla dude propositions Seagal for an after-hours cavity search, if you get my drift. And Big Papa seems keen.
Definitely think we should check it out, huh, Chief?
I'd like you to get in there, but I'd like you to work it instead of playing it.
See, he wants him to get in there, but he wants him to work it instead of playing it. That's all I'm saying.
And Big Papa seems keen.
Definitely think we should check it out, huh, Chief?
I'd like you to get in there, but I'd like you to work it instead of playing it.
He then informs a brunette that she will smother chocolate on his balls and the new hot blondie will lick it off.
She will.
Yes, ma'am.
Jugs tells a sassy brunette that she once gave a hand.
We'll go to what strain of weed am I smoking? I don't even know what it's called. I can't remember, mate. I've been through that many strains over here in Thailand. It gets delivered to my door. I just found a place down the road that does 50 grams for what would be in American dollars, like 40 American dollars, I guess. you'd call it. 40 US American dollars, 40 US dollars, 40 US dollars. I guess you'd call it. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Jugs tells a sassy brunette that she once gave a hand job to JCVD, but Sassy is loyal to one and only one Donkey Doodle.
We don't waste time on little poo butts like that. Poo butts.
Pooh Butt.
Poo butts. 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 Poo butts on little poo butts like that.
I mean, who the fuck says poo butts? By the way, let me just remind you, this is the first episode of this series, right? It was purely 100% solely written by Steven Seagal. Later on in the series, and I think maybe halfway through season 1 or maybe part of season 2 as well, a second writer comes on board to assist, though I'm sure there's more than one. But this first episode would have been all him. Poo butts.
Now, y'all remember now, this was written and created by Sensei Cajun Cop.
Cajun, for sure.
Sassy brunette shows her soft side when she offers to feed Big Daddy Bellybuster.
Why don't we go get you some candy? I bet you're hungry. Yeah?
Before we're taken across to the mandatory strip club scene that, even though Sensei wasn't in the scenes, I think we can all agree that as a writer and creator, he would have to be there to check all the creating and writing went as planned.
I mean, there is no chance that he's not at those strip clubs when those scenes are being filmed. As the writer and creator of this series, he would have to be there, right? Like, it just makes sense. He couldn't not be there. And you know, if there just happens to be scantily clad women dancing around, well, that's just a side effect of the job. That's just you got to take the speed humps with the buffet and lunch menus, you know. And if that speed hump is naked women or semi-naked women, then so be it.
The handsome cop isn't that bright, as for the second time now, he allows himself to get beat up by some random low-life criminals.
Yesterday.
Let me up.
My take on this was written in by Sensei Golden Shower to belittle dreamy police douche and to establish dominance as the alpha on set.
You're right about that.
Honestly, I genuinely think because twice in one episode, that dude gets knocked out by like low life criminals, like not even like kung fu dudes, just two low life scumbags. He gets bashed twice. I think Seagal was just establishing dominance, taking a piss. He's basically lifting his leg up, taking a piss on set, and saying, "I am the king dick here, mate." And yeah, you'll do what you're told to do on set. You'll get beat up by whoever will kick the shit out of you because I say so. And fair point. He's the creator and director.
Later.
So while the lads are working on a drug case with the strippers, Seagal is curious to what benefits come with that.
What could the stripper do for us? One real tough bitch.
Big Sleeps requests he borrow the stripper for a quick handy before Sensei Snuff Film pulls rank to use them for, well, the key is in his name.
Nah, man, I need her for something else. Can't have her.
Meanwhile, the hotties are working on some shooting that orphaned the little Chinese lass, and it seems we might have a dirty piggy in the mix.
She said she saw the woman here.
Okay.
She said the one in the hallway was the killer.
Another strip club scene as the gang wait for some deal to take place, but oh no, it goes horribly wrong. And Opie...
Yeah, so basically, right, there's two cases going on. There's something going on with drug dealers and shit. And then there's a little Chinese girl whose parents got like slaughtered by the copper, who they just walk past in the alley, in the hallway, in the hallway. It's all just so shit. Basically, these are movies, right? These are essentially movies that they're cut in half and split it into two episodes for TV. I'll show you later on, but yeah, it's an absurd storyline that, I mean, I wasn't expecting anything really substantially better than what we got, but yeah, there's for some reason some copper decides to kill some people, and that little Asian girl, Chinese girl, spots it. Anyway, you'll see.
Gets shot and the bad guys get away.
Yeah, so Big Sleeps right now. There's some drug deal going on or some kind of money drop, and some guy randomly comes in, kills the money drop guy, and Big Sleeps was stalking out the joint, and then Big Sleeps got slaughtered.
Wrong. And Opie gets shot and the bad guys get away.
You might say Big Sleeps got slept by the bullets. Looks like an automatic pistol. There's also another underlying theme that most of Seagal's team always goes in against twice as many people with better weaponry than they do. They're so underprepared. Honestly, they're dumb shits. They never call back up. They're always outgunned, and most of the time they fucking lose.
But only temporarily, because Big Papa comes in with his badass motherfuckery. As an Aussie, I am definitely no gun expert, but whatever the hell he's doing here, it just doesn't look right. I don't know if it's wrong, but it just doesn't look right.
Yeah, now again, I don't know shit about guns, but it looks like he's looking at it through his left eye more than his right eye. Maybe it's just the angle. I don't know if that's actually possible to just pull your car up and shoot like such a gun. But the amount of comments I get from people that tell me he has no idea how to handle a firearm, yet he's a self-proclaimed, well...
I'm trying to pass down some of the secrets that have made me a master shooter.
A self-proclaimed master shooter. It's quite interesting.
Sensei has a moment of extreme sexual tension with this cute little Asian lab geek who seems to have nothing but fuck me eyes for Big Daddy Dinosaur Dong.
Wonderful. I guess I owe you.
Yes, you do.
I mean, I wonder if he wrote that in himself. Wonderful. I guess I owe you. And then she looks at him. I mean, she didn't want to give too much away because she might take it in reality as what's going on. And I'm sure she had to pay to be in this movie. Or this TV series, which is a movie, which is a series of movies. But yeah, he wrote that in for sure. There's no chance that that's happening in reality. Let's be real.
The episode ends with Sensei smashing down the hammer, metaphorically, not his cock, on some police lady that killed some immigrant strippers and cookie bakers.
A really great shot at the death penalty, which is what I feel you deserve.
Over some immigrant garbage out in the sticks.
And those immigrants and those kind of people are my people. I'm taking this personal.
He decides to cut a deal for information on those that...
He's taking it personal. He's taking it personal. These people are his people. Those people are his people.
ordered the hit on Sensei's poon and cookie supply, but she's taken out and we're left on a huge cliffhanger for the next episode.
Yeah, so again, we discussed this on the stream, and I didn't want to get into too much detail, but she's in a safe house where this guy's just hanging out on the street with a sniper rifle. There's no police around. He's at a safe house, just hanging out with a sniper rifle. That's all. She's dead. She's dead, and it ends on his fat head, which is perfect. Again,
For the record, these are movies that are just cut into 45-minute episodes for TV. So every 2 episodes is basically one complete masterpiece movie.
They're all part 1, part 2, part 1, part 2, part 2, part 2, part 2. They're movies. He must have like just crammed these in the space of what? What do you reckon? 1 month? Is it possible to film?
Hey, the man was a pioneer.
What?
All right, legends, what did we think of Big Papa Pound Town?
12 episodes?
I think it's going to be an enjoyable series.
12 episodes would be what? 6 movies? Is it possible to film 6 movies in 1 month? It's not. It'd have to be 6 months, right? At least 12 months, 2 years. Anyway, there's a lot of movies being filmed. Dance, lady, dance, dance. Yeah, shake it up, shake it up, shake it up, shake it up. Anyway, that's the end of that one. Where did I put the biography? There we go. That's what we're gonna watch next anyway. I found it there. We watched half the biography on Wednesday, so we've got the second half to watch. Who was the money backer for this show? This was on Reels TV, whatever that is. Again, Reels TV. Could be money laundering. I don't know, but it was on Reels. Apparently, Reels is still around now. I think what's his name said. Red Eye during the stream. Red Eye. Yeah, Red Eye. He said during the stream. I think it's still on, but who knows who finances them all? There's a little fairy godmother out there that loves Seagal and keeps financing his movies. It's inevitable. Now, last week we did watch the Neil Breen. We'll get some more Neil Breen soon, man. Look, there's too many video ideas. Honestly, there's just too many to do. I'd have to release a video a day to just get all the shit out of my head. I mean, it's possible, but the editing is the tough part. The editing takes like 6 to 8 hours. Yeah, it's to do it. And I'm not saying my editing is good, but I do have a certain annoying, stupid, consistent way of doing it. So I'd have to do it myself, and I couldn't afford to outsource it. So yeah, it's if I were just to sit there straight without even moving, it takes about 6 to 8 hours to edit a video. That's not including doing all the other shit of writing stuff. But I will get there at some point, my friend. I was supposed to do a Weng Weng video too, but I got sidetracked with Weng Weng. Glowing, yeah, we did one Neil Breen movie review back in the day. Twisted Pair, I think it was. I think I've done one. That's it, Twisted Pair. I'm surprised you haven't seen it. I'm sure you would have seen it. But I was supposed to do a Weng Weng. Weng Weng. No, Weng Weng. He's a little Filipino, I guess you call it movie star, whatever you want to call it. Everybody loves Weng Weng, exactly. So there's a lot of things to do. All good, Diana. Everyone can come and go as they need to please. Everyone can come and go as they need. Cigalism is a place of drifting in and out. You're always welcome here. You know, you go out and snatch a birthday, maybe kill a few people. You're always welcome here. We might rate you out to the authorities if it gets us free cookies, but you're always welcome. Filipino James Bond. Weng Weng, the man, the myth, yeah. What am I? Who am I? Yeah, Twisted Pair. What am I? Who am I? He's such a dick. Anyway, there's a lot of dicky shit. Now, we did watch the first half of Seagal's biography last week. So we're going to watch the second half of it now. The first half essentially goes through the basic shit about how he went to Japan, right? He went to Japan. Everyone's talking about how hardcore he is in Japan, how much of a badass he is, right? And how dangerous he is. First American to do Japanese stuff, blah, 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 blah. And then he met one of his students, who some of you may know, is Michael Ovitz and some other guys, some Severin, Dan Severin. No, Dan Severin wasn't a UFC fighter. Some other bloke who was a head of Warner Brothers Studios, who we've heard him discuss. The head of Warner Brothers Studios thought he had charisma. That's what happens in this. We're talking about that right now. Handsome hair, handsome hair, handsome hair. How come? Well, this is the official biography channel. So biography channel's never going to say anything controversial, if we're being honest. Yeah, they're not there to do that. They're there to propagate Hollywood and its bullshit billion-dollar industry of watching movies and believing that celebrities are anything other than people playing make-believe for a living. You know, people say they're great actors. Great actors means they're just really great liars, great salesmen, or just great at playing make-believe for a living. That's it. And there's nothing wrong with that because they bring people entertainment, all that kind of bullshit. But let's just calm the fuck down. They're just acting. They're not changing civilization. They're playing make-believe. And if you have an ability to suspend belief, that's fine to some extent. But yeah, nah.
To do music, healing, martial arts, and writing. Stephen opened a
So anyway, they talk about Sensei's Hollywood legitimacy, if you want to call it that. Sean Connery's, James Coburn's, etc. We got into his first few movies where he's becoming hot shit, right? And then he became a bit of a Buddhist. We discussed Under Siege, where he didn't really do too much in that. It was pretty much carried. I mean, he did, but he was carried by the rest of the cast. Yeah, see, the thing is, he always has a great cast around him, which is the most important thing. If you don't have a great supporting cast, you've got a bit of a problem. It makes it difficult. if you don't have a great supporting cast. You heard Seagal breastfed Bruce Lee. I heard he fed something else to Bruce Lee. Again, power move. That's all I'm saying. It was some sort of white liquid, but it wasn't breast milk, Scotty. That's all I'm going to say. Rumor has it, Seagal played a power move on Bruce Lee. Not only did he get to see him and talk to him and not talk to him and not see him and not talk to him and learn from him, but he did. But he also splooged in his mouth, basically. Exactly, Joker. You know what I'm saying, dog. You know what I'm saying. That's why the Joker's the Cardinal. So yeah, he got a bunch of, I don't know who the hell's Harry Dean Stanton. I don't care Ivory Wayans. Who the fuck is Harry Dean Stanton? Is he some kind of old bloke? Dino. I don't know if he surrounded himself. I think the studios just basically, let's be real. The studios thought. Listen to this. Listen to what this guy says.
It made more than $150 million.
Good movie. Under Siege.
In Steven's movies, he surrounded himself with terrific actors.
No. I don't think he did. Right? I think that the studios realized that he can't act for shit. So they need to get great actors in like Chris Christopherson, Michael Caine, apparently Harry Dean Stanton. Dennis Hopper definitely is a good actor. Necessary to carry these movies because he sucks balls. Well, not him, but, you know, his ability to act sucks balls. So I don't want to defame him. Anyway, he went back to Japan, hung out with some old bloke. The dude who made his first movie was a music video director. It's all nonsense. Everyone's basically saying how big his dick is and how awesome he is. He's hanging out with young girls that want to bang him.
All around me. Every one of them has their phone up in the air.
Everyone's got their phone up taking photos because, you know.
Every phone has a camera and they're all taking my picture. It's very funny.
And when he says funny, he means it's really fucking awesome.
Shooting in Japan is completely worth it. I mean, you get the texture, you get the feel, you get this country that we.
You get the texture. You get the. What the fuck's that even mean? That's just some pompous idiot shit to say. You get the texture of Japan. You're on the damn city streets. I understand you get the background, you get the setting, you get the ambience. You don't get the fucking texture. It's just some pompous shit to say. And fuck you if you disagree. If there's anyone from director of photography.
Never really seen in movies before. And in this situation, we get to actually see the live streets of Japan.
I want the streets the way they really are. And that's what we did. These are my people. I know, nobody mess with me over here.
I've replayed that for a second, right? Because we just watched True Justice where he said, these are his people. He wants to feel like pretty much everyone is his people, right? He wants to feel like he's the everyman, even though he acts like he's above everyone else. But
shooting in Japan is completely worth it. I mean, you get the texture, you get
yep.
the feel, you get this
yep.
country that we've never really seen in movies before.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah,
and
blah,
in this
blah.
situation,
Really are. And that's what we did. These are my people. I know, nobody mess with me over here.
These are my people. I'm going to mess me up. Like, huh? He did the Cartman thing again. Listen, just like, how can I just go back a little bit? What are we at? 34, 35? Let's go back to 26.
we get to actually see the live
Over here. Over here.
I want the streets the way they really are. And that's what we did. These are my people. I know, nobody mess with me over here.
Ain't nobody messing with me, huh? Kim, how are you, mate? What's going on, darling? You good? Jim and them. Jim and them.
You know, I've loved this place from the moment I came here.
What's Jim and them mean? Japanese are his people, except his. That's what I said. Like, I've said that a few times. He loves Japanese, except for his actual wife. He loves this old bloke. So him and this old bloke back in the day, they used to just hang out and kick some ass together. Apparently, so they used to just fuck shit up together. That's what I heard anyway, back in the day. Mumble rapper. I'm a mumble rapper. I'm a mumble talker and a mumble rapper.
Being in Japan gave Stephen a chance to get together with his old friend of 40 years, who's also an Aikido master. He wrote.
Yeah, so these two douchebags reminisce about how they used to beat people up and go and party. I do have a...
They used to practice a lot, but in the evenings.
Fun fact, I'll just share something with you all now. Bum, 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 bum. Sit tight as we find this lovely... All right, so this right here would be, if I'm not mistaken, the same outfit he's currently in with that bloke there at a different time. So it seems that every time he goes to see this fella, no matter where they are, he likes to put on his little skirt, his sexy skirt, his handsome strapping white boots. You can see there, white boots. And his little burgundy, what would you call that? Burgundy? Kind of purple burgundy kind of tablecloth that he straps across himself. Both times he seems to have his little red collar underneath. I don't know if that's inbuilt to the burgundy tablecloth, but yes, I think he's wearing the same outfit that he's wearing here, if I'm not mistaken. Possibly the same visit. Actually, no, different visit, because the little Asian dude's wearing a different outfit. He's wearing some karate outfit here. Looks maybe slightly more youthful. Here he looks a bit older. I don't know. What do you reckon? Anyway, sorry.
They found Aikido came in handy.
Basically, they talk about beating people up, blah, blah, blah. It's all bullshit. Steven's a nice guy. He's a badass.
Man, I don't know if I'm one of those people or not, but sure.
All right, what are we up to? We're up to about...
believe that their body is also a sacred treasure and that right to defend their lives. And they also believe in what I believe, which is that the development of the physical self through arduous training is essential in order to perfect the spiritual man.
See, the thing is, people like to just say shit for the sake of saying shit to sound really, really enlightened and profound. I mean, I can come up with quotes, and often I do, to just distinguish what's real and what's fake, but I can, I could easily just make up shitty quotes that sounds really powerful and really just to get people's juices flowing, but it doesn't really mean anything. That's been around for a while, including Sensei Prayer Hands here with his little gem. He's got a little gem on his wrist, on his finger. He's cashed up. He's got a lot of money.
And this kind of training should be simultaneous.
Simultaneous training, guys.
When Stephen got the chance to direct, everyone expected a hard-driving action film.
I mean, if we're being real, most people expected a piece of shit, and what they got was exactly that, a piece of shit.
He did.
I mean, piece of shit masterpiece, but a piece of shit.
Have action, but he also had an element of his Buddhist faith.
Did he?
We want to be able to lead people into contemplation.
Here we go.
It should be something that can make people laugh, make people cry, teach people.
And on Deadly Ground, he's battled to save the Alaskan wilderness.
Can even wake people up and enlighten
And protect his people.
people.
Can only be one. On Deadly Ground was the movie to do all that, apparently, if you think about it.
He told the story of a threat to the Alaskan environment by a ruthless oil company in his film On Deadly Ground. He cast Michael Caine as the unscrupulous head of the company.
See, this is, again, one of those situations, like I said in the actual video I did, which I have done a video about this. I can't be bothered sharing the link, but I've done a video about this. Michael Caine must have had some kind of contractual obligation, or they just threw dollars at him. Apparently, people say he was just chasing dollars. But somehow he got him in this. And this guy here, who looks familiar, the guy in the background, don't know who he is, but he looks familiar.
Stephen had that same passion and drive to protect the people and the environment in his movie
Fire Down Below. Another great movie.
Stephen played an environmental protection agent who uncovers toxic waste being dumped and killing the residents of a Kentucky town.
Honestly, so what are the odds, right, that an environmental protection, whatever it is, EPA, Environmental Protection Agency employee, just happens to be trained in deadly martial arts, 6'4", coming to investigate shit, you know, and just kill people left, right, and center, and just go on a vendetta himself? What are the odds? And that's why he is the best. Because there's only one. Again, I say this every week, or most weeks. Tell me someone who is like him. Name another person who is like him. If you give me a name, I can give you someone who's kind of similar to that person. Maybe not exactly the same, but similar. But who is exactly like Big Papa Ponytail? Look at that ponytail. I just saw the ponytail.
I don't know another Hollywood star who's.
By the way, if you look at this photo here, we're sitting with Harry. Where's Harry?
Stephen played an environmental protection agent who uncovers toxic waste being dumped and.
So he's only got one watch here. He hasn't started double wristing watches yet. At some point, he starts double wristing watches, but not yet.
Killing the residents of a Kentucky town.
I don't know another Hollywood star who's this well versed in environmental issues, which, after all, are the key issues of the 21st century. Stephen's on top of it. He's done his homework.
I mean, they're not really it's probably a topic that people talk about. I don't know what you mean by environmental issues, but dumping oil and shit is fine. I can't even remember what the hell the movie was about because I was so fixated on Seagal in the movie. But he is basically highlighting things that, you know, you got people like Greta Thunberg and what's that guy's name? Al Gore. All these kind of people pretending like they're pioneers when really this handsome man with the arrows in his hand, the sleeveless shirt, the sexy yellow sleeveless shirt, the guns, the blue, whatever that is, friendship bands, I guess you'd call it. And I do think at this point he was double wrist watching because he's got one on his left hand now, and before he had on his right hand, unless the image was mirrored. But I'm just saying, he is majestic, and the hair. I'm not sure what era this was. This to me looks like early 2000s, like a late 90s, early 2000 era Seagal. Because he hadn't quite chunked out yet to maximum chunkiness.
Century. Stephen's on top of it. He's done his homework. He's a voracious reader, and his movies reflect that. That's extremely courageous. And he got raked over the coals for doing it.
All right, I'm gonna try and do this shit so I don't get stung with copyright. I'm gonna try and do some shit so I don't get stung. I'm gonna do 1.5 speed. How do you do that? Ooh, let's try this. What did you say it was? All right, there we go. All right, we're gonna try that.
Stephen really doesn't care what critics say. He's a man who found his spiritual path early in life and has never lost the trail.
I suppose the video's probably got a bit too fast. Hold on. Is there no way of going in between those speeds? Hold on. Let me see if we can just. No. Okay.
Stephen loved filming in Japan, but for some of the action sequences, they needed to tear.
So you know what the thing is? I talk extremely fast. Extra quick sitting footage. Yeah, I would hope so. I think it's because I talk really fast and I stop frequently. I was going to say maybe it just feels like if I speed the video up as well. I'm trying to stop frequently as well, but yeah, I don't know what the line is with all this kind of shit. Anyway, sorry, I think I've been missing some of the chat. What's going on? Man Bear, Man Bear Pig. Man Bear Pig, by the way, was one of my favorite little South Park periods. Man Bear Pig was epic. Super Serial. Super Serial. What else we got going on? Greta has moved on. What's Greta Thunberg doing now? Is Greta Thunberg just like enjoying her money that she got paid to probably shit on everyone except for China, and now just getting, you know, slammed by her significant other? I wonder what she's up to. I wonder what Greta's up to right now. How dare you? Yeah, I wonder what she's up. I wonder what she's up to. She's probably, well, everyone keeps saying that Hock Tour girl's going to jail, so that's the thing that apparently is happening. The old Hockey Tour's gone to jail allegedly. I keep seeing videos popping up on my stream. I lost my Facebook. Where are we? Corey is a legend, according to Corey Feldman. Yeah. Corey's the best. Well, at least Corey Feldman had some acting ability back in the day. Can we all agree that when he was young, especially when he was a teenager, obviously, he had acting ability? But I don't know if you could necessarily say the same about Sensei dual watch wielder. I don't know if you can say the same about him. That's the difference. I'm not commenting on whether or not Corey is good or not. I'm just talking about his acting back in the day with like River Phoenix and that shit. Like it was all right. But yeah, he is a twat, and I'm sure he looked the other way while his friends got diddled for sure. I mean, he possibly offered them up just to sacrifice himself from getting done. But anyway, or just to save himself, I should say. But let's not go down that path right now. That's for a different video. If you want to comment on the Corey Feldman video, go nuts. Start up a discussion about him being a douche. There's plenty of other people there that have said that. But anyway. Chloe, what the hell's a Chloe? What's a Chloe award? Did you see that Tate's? Plague, we'll get to that soon, mate. Don't worry. I'm going to do a video about that coming up soon. Don't even get me started, brother. Don't even get me started. I was talking to someone about doing a video about a clown world. I can't remember who it was. I said I'm doing a video about a clown world soon. I think it was Joyful. I believe it was Joyful. That's part of the video. We'll get to it. It's oh man. Actually, on that note, we'll bring that up now. So I had someone have a go at me about Tater Tot. He wrote, "I unsubbed because you're anti-Tate, the single greatest litmus test of character." And I wrote back, "I'm not a 14-year-old boy. That is why. Good luck, Tater Tot." To which this individual wrote back, "You judge only one aspect of a multi-dimensional character. Sure sign of a bad person." So now I'm a bad person, right? Let's just take this. Let's just soak this in. Not the guy who's admittedly said he beats women or he manipulates them to fall in love with him and then doesn't pay them the full amount, steals from them, manipulates them, intimidates them, etc., etc. Not that guy. I'm the bad person, right? Because I've judged Tate on the research that I've done about him. Just think about that. Just think about that for a sec. No smoke without fire. Keep writing off everyone you disagree with until it burns you. I don't even know what that means, but okay. It's a fact that many young men aren't doing so good in this gynocentric order. The ideal role models don't inspire because they're disrespected losers with inferior value sets. So it talks about value sets there, right? Just think about the things I just mentioned then he talks about value sets. Tate preaches complete accountability and the extension of masculinity into the modern age, right? So they're all stuck on this kind of bullshit. Yeah, it sounds like he's American or Canadian. I don't know if he is. He's a British, whatever the fuck. I just wrote, "I wish you all the best, mate. If you'd like a little history lesson about your mate, whose morals and values change depending on the climate he finds himself in, there is plenty of substance on the internet. I would advise against idolizing anyone, especially internet shysters. I genuinely hope you find happiness in whatever path you take or you seek. Now, I'm not interested in getting a discussion about why Andrew Tate's a douchebag. I don't like him. I've said that some of the things he says are valid, but I mean, I'm sure that some of the things that some of the most horrific people in history have said may actually hit true with some of us or most of us. But the other things they say are quite horrific and douche-like. So I couldn't be bothered explaining it. But anyway, on the topic of Tater Tot, yes, he's running for parliament, and I'm doing a video about that. But soon. Anyway, back to what really matters.
Apart the scenery, and you just can't do that to ancient Japanese temples. So
I think it's still ongoing, mate. I'm not. Oh shit. No, what the fuck? I don't fucked up there. I'm going to 20 minutes. We're just starting from 20 minutes. That's it. I'm just starting fresh at 20. I think it's still going on. I don't know. I don't know if he's really running. But I know that it's been spoken about. But there's a lot of shenanigans going on. A lot of shenanigans. And it's not even about politics. It's just about the world we live in, really. It's just, yeah, it's absurd. But anyway. Well, you know, these rich lads, once they get to the point where they've done everything, they get bored, so they end up doing a bunch of stuff. Take it easy, Kuro. Have a good day, mate. Yeah, the world's nuts. Anyway, back to the Seagal bio.
Steven loved filming in Japan, but for some of the action sequences, they needed to tear apart the scenery, and you just can't do that to ancient Japanese temples.
You can if you're fucking Steven Seagal. How's that for a fact?
So Steven and his team from Into the Sun moved to Bangkok to create the sets for another 2 weeks of non-stop work.
Oh, so this motherfucker thinks he can just come to Thailand, make shit and break shit, huh? Fuck you, Seagal. Man, I love you, but how dare you do that to my new home? How dare you? How dare you?
Now I can take the back of the blade, just beat him to death. Or
Buddhist. He's a Buddhist, by the way. Beat him to death. See you, Tex. Take it easy, my man. Enjoy your fishing trip, mate. Catch some, I don't know, whatever the fuck you can catch wherever you are in Texarkana, wherever Texarkana is. I think Seagal has plowed many, many, many lady boys, many, many, many towel boys, and many, many, many ladies, possibly all at once. I mean, if you think about it, right, and I've spent some time here. Now, if I was not, you know, if I was just to go full debauchery and not care about any kind of decency or morals, and I had Seagal's kind of money, I mean, you could do some wild shit here. You could do some wild shit. Like, I mean, you could pay people to literally lick every orifice that you had while someone feeds you grapes and you piss in their mouth. I mean, and I'm not just talking about Thai people specifically. I'm talking about them. There's a lot of foreigners here from other countries that will do a lot of debaucherous shit, is what I'm talking about. That you see every now and again tucked away in the streets or in an alleyway. But much like most countries, if you pay the right price, you know, you can get whatever you want. I reckon Seagal came to Thailand purely for the food and to respect the culture and embrace his Buddhism. I don't think he came here for the women at all, because that's not what Sensei does. I mean, there's no way he could find a woman here under the age of 18 if he wanted to easily. There's no way he could find if he wanted to with his kind of money. No way. Like, not like he could find it in Hollywood either, right? I mean, let's be real. If we're talking about the Diddy world. But yeah, that's all I'm saying. With his kind of money, he'd get some Cambodian kid smuggled over here. That's what he would do. He'd get some. I mean, I shouldn't say that, but he probably could if he wanted to. That's all I'm saying. Some little Cambodian or some kid from Laos. Seagal came to Thailand. Seagal goes everywhere for the lady boys, not just in Thailand. They're everywhere. Anyway, back to him with his sword and beating someone to death.
Stab him, I can cut his head off, I can cut his neck.
He can do anything. He can do anything to him.
You know.
So he gets the gun out here. He gets the gun out here.
Yeah.
He gets the gun out here. Bang, and then
Bang.
he flushes him to death.
So in this scene right now, Kawamura, one of our Japanese actors, is being chased down by Steven. He's going to fall through these soji doors.
We will get to Into the Sun at some point, by the way. We haven't got there yet. There's a lot of Seagal movies to go. Bangkok has him now, yeah. He likes to Bangkok while he's in Bangkok, but I don't know. Bangkok will never have him. Seagal will have Bangkok. If he so wishes, he will have Bangkok. And yeah, men too, that's right.
Collapse here, and he's backpedaling with Steven coming after him with his katana. Kawamura gets back up against the wall. He tries to pull his gun, and Steven whacks the gun out of his hand and then bludgeons him to death.
Steven laughs. Steven laughs at him. That's what Steven does.
All in a day's work.
I think Steven is great. He's done this for years and years.
I mean, forget about whatever this bloke has to say. Can we just the capital of Thailand is Bangkok, pork. Can we just forget about what this guy has to say and just look at his name? Dickie Beer. He's not only the stunt coordinator, but he's also the second unit director, which I have no idea what the fuck that means. But Dickie Beer, old Dickie B, Dick Beer, cock and beverage. Anyway, I'm just saying that's a great name. By the way, I'm writing a movie trailer where obviously I have to use Seagal's movie clips within that trailer. So his iconic lines like snatching birthdays, etc. And I'm writing a little bit of a trailer with a certain plot line. There's an underlying plot line that might involve cookies, but we'll get there. And I'll use clips from other cinematic movies. But his name in the trailer that I'm writing, or for the movie that I'm writing, the little trailer, is Tungsten Rockcock. What do you think about that name? We'll do a poll. It's time for a poll. Do you like the name Tungsten Rockcock for Seagulls? All right, let's do it. We're doing a poll. $2025. I like it, mate. Well done. You hip to the times, mate. You're not staying in the past. You're adapting and moving forward. That's impressive. All right, if you don't like the name Tungsten Rockcock, give me a suggestion. And if I like it, I'll switch. If you feel like you got something better than Tungsten Rockcock, let me know. I feel like it symbolizes strength as well as a strong penis. You know what I'm saying? Like strength in terms of material being, I think tungsten's pretty strong. I don't know. I don't even know. I probably should have said something else. I was just going for some kind of chemical. But then, and then Rockcock just, I've used Thundercock before in a video, right? So I didn't want to use Thundercock again. I think I can't remember what I called himself, Axe Thundercock or some shit. I didn't want to double up, even though I do a lot of doubling up with stuff. But yeah, Thundercock's been used before, but I kind of want to. Anyway, we'll get there. Dick Woodward, my cunt. Yeah, I thought about doing a bit of wordplay with the old my cunt, or suck my dick as a Japanese guy, suck my cock. Thundercock, big dick cheese. Wow, we're not getting so subtle with the insults. I mean, Tungsten Rockcock is somewhat insulting, but also diamond dick, yeah, diamond dong, yeah. It's doable. But anyway, back to Dickie Beer.
He's excellent with the sword. I've never seen anything like it. It's really, really good. And you don't need to teach him anything. He's teaching us.
Of course he is. He's teaching them. Also, I did make a point of saying on the stream on Friday morning, I think it was, but I had to cut it short, unfortunately. The facial expressions whenever you pause a Seagal clip are brilliant. Just look at the facials. Hugh Anus. Earl Rection Maximus. Jacked off. Yeah, jacked off's great. Huge Rection, yeah. Michael Kurtz. Blast hard cheese. Brick shit house. Mike Hawk. 60 mega flick.
And believe me, there are many days we're on the set. You know, it's not stunts. She's just doing it.
They're worried that this will.
See, I don't know who these people are fooling right now by saying that there's no stuntman news when, you know, it's it's clearly stuntman a lot of the time. Now maybe this was early 2000s where he may have not been a stuntman heavy. It was definitely whatever's going on here. It's just not happening in the hair.
The broken wooden thing will come into my eyes and my face, and I just said I'm going to turn when I throw him. So it'll be okay.
This phenomenal hand speed and his quickness and his agility, and really realizing now working with him, he can do everything he did on screen.
Well, this guy would be in pieces.
Man-made Thundercock. Again, Thundercock I've used before. I thought about going with Thundercock because it's a simple winner, obviously. But yeah, lick my scrote, film pong.
Despite long hours on the set and a tight schedule, Stephen always makes time to visit the charities he supports.
He does.
For more than 7 years, here in Bangkok, he's worked with the Human Development Foundation's Mercy Center for kids who live on the street.
I wonder if he still does. I'll have to go and visit.
They're great kids. They're all survivors. They're all survivors.
And these children, I've been here many times. They call me Uncle.
They call him Uncle. I mean, you know, a lot of people have sleazy uncles. I'm not saying he did anything at all. I'm just saying Uncle's not necessarily. Yeah, Uncle, and maybe his porn name could be Uncle.
There's about 50 AIDS kids, and then we've got about another 200 street kids, who from the courts and from police stations and off the streets, and people giving them to us.
You know, man, if he's giving money to people and it's doing some shit, let it happen. You know, if he's giving some cash to people and he's helping, good on him. At least he's doing something with that money that he got for all his marvelous acting.
And a lot of kids been abused, and they all call him Uncle Stephen.
So this is Nancy. My brother bought her for $8,000. So to save her from parents who were probably drug addicts, or we're going to sell her to bad people.
So his brother bought her for $8,000. What the fuck's he doing with her now? And I hope he's just living a nice life with her. They're living fine, but his brother bought her for $8,000.
To be able to put her in this orphanage to take care of her.
Okay, well that's all right then.
When you've been sexually abused, beat up, and on the streets, then somebody comes to visit you and paints pictures with you and walks around with you, and you can take them by the hand. All of a sudden, you're important now, aren't you? You're a person. And you see, the rule is, if you've got dignity, then you'll make it. People say, well, you can't.
I mean, we'll do another poll, but we're gonna be sensitive about this one. I mean, knowing what we do about certain, you know, religious leaders of all factions. I'm not having a go at any particular faction, but what do we reckon the odds are that Father creepy looking John Lithgow here? He looks like a bit of a sleazy John Lithgow with a. What do you reckon the odds are that he did some diddling over there? That's all I'm saying.
Dignity and all that stuff. If you got some dignity and self,
Allegedly,
you can make it, and that's what he did.
Hypothetically,
that's what he does.
Well, this is something the kids had drawn. I'm just filling it in. mean, I'm using a little creative license.
Uh-huh.
Now I hope for you. Now I'm your assistant. Now I'm your assistant.
Oh,
I think the pictures
he's jacked. Look at that. Look at that jacked physique. And that, I mean, that ponytail, obviously, but look how jacked he is.
speak for themselves. They're all children who are dying. They're happier than you and I. So I want to do whatever I can with small power I have, which is nothing, to bring them joy and my love. That's all I can say.
I mean, he almost said, this was when he was going through his really, really, really big Buddhist phase, yeah, where he just was really super enlightened and spiritual and all about healing the world and doing whatever he can, that kind of stuff.
I'm really grateful.
You're not as grateful as me.
Money which is given with love and caring has twice the value. And the children say, we want to pray for him. And gee, what greater honor can one?
He's taking off his top so he can flex. He's just going to flex for the kids. He's going to flex for everyone in the room, but also for the kids. He's just going to impress them with his guns.
Get in this world to have an aged child say, I'd like to say a prayer for you. I don't think one could ask for more in this life.
Stephen has given millions of dollars to charities and built an orphanage and monastery in India.
I don't want anybody to know anything about me.
I mean, it looks like he's giving some kind of candy away. I'm assuming it.
Say a prayer for you.
I'm assuming it's not cookies because I mean he's not stupid. They're like gum, some kind of gummies. Because he definitely wouldn't be handing out cookies like they were nobody's business.
To know anything about me, necessarily other.
Well, I was gonna Joker. I was gonna say that, right? I was gonna say that, but I thought it might be inappropriate on stream. But it's all right. You can say that in the chat. That's in the chat. It's acceptable. But I'm glad we think the same, mate. But yeah, that's the first thing that came to my mind, and I thought, you know, maybe not on live stream, but I like it. That's exactly what I was thinking. First off, besides the cookies.
And I'm trying to be as good a human being as I can to help others.
Stephen has 6 children of his own.
Of which he's actually got 7 now, because he spat one more out with his current Mongolian wife, if I'm not mistaken.
2 children from his first marriage, Kentaro and Ayako. He has 3 children, Annalisa, Dominic, and Arissa, from his marriage to actress Kelly LeBrock, who starred with him in Hard to Kill.
And everyone always asks, how the fuck did that happen? Well, that's a very good question. That's a very good question.
And his younger.
But just, I mean, for the lads out there, he had those lips multiple times, I'm assuming, on his little seagull. Let's put it that way, on his little seagull beak. So good on him, you know? Good on him.
Savannah, his daughter with a...
What was the little girl's shirt? What little girl's shirt? Seriously, did anyone else see that little girl's shirt? What are we talking about? Did you see her shirt? Whose shirt? Whose shirt? Whose shirt are we talking about? They're going to make me go back, Pork. It better be a good shirt. What did it say?
His first man.
Whose shirt?
A human being as I can to help others.
I don't understand. I can't see anyone's shirt.
Children of his own. 2 children from his first marriage, Kentaro and Ayako. He has 3 children, Annalisa, Dominic, and Arissa, from his marriage to actress Kelly LeBrock.
I don't see no shirt. What are we talking about? I'm going past the shirt.
With him in Hard to Kill. And his youngest, Savannah, his daughter with Arissa Wolf, Stephen's partner since 1996.
My kids are, everybody loves their kids. My kids are spectacular.
Yeah, nah.
2 who live here in Japan, 4 that live in America who visit me all the time, and then I have my youngest, Savannah, who lives with me. They're all to me very, very, very special.
The bottom line on Stephen is that he has a lot more layers than people realize.
He does have a lot of layers, and a lot of them are made up of what whales would call blubber. But he does have a lot of layers.
For those people who know Steven Seagal only...
I can't use those. I can't use certain words on the live stream because YouTube will deem it what's the word? But I don't know if you guys remember, but I made a video way back in the day about why a certain character who we revere and worship is plus sized and portly, and because I use certain words, including the word fat, I got a community. That was my first strike. I got a strike for that, like a strike on my channel for bullying and harassment. So there's certain things you can say. It's all right for me to bag the shit out of a lot of other stuff, but apparently, going at fatties is not acceptable. And I'm a plus size character myself. You know what I mean? I feel like if you're fat, I feel like I can go after, like people that are overweight, people that have no hair, have glasses, suck generally at what's the word? Trying, I guess you'd call it, and being, anyway. I feel like I should be able to do that. It's like if you're it's the same thing when black people can call other black people the N-word, like you can't call someone a dirty certain ethnicity if you're not from that ethnicity. That's just how it works. That's just the rules of slander and abuse. If you're from that same group or if you share that same trait, they are fair game. That's all I'm saying. Anyway.
As a movie star, one of the most surprising aspects of this man is that he's a good musician. He writes his own music, he puts together bands, and he regularly performs around the world.
Yeah. Look at him.
You're born with a love for music. It's a kind of a karmic thing like anything else. We all seem to embrace the things that we love through past life tendencies and memories when you just can't explain it. It's just what you know and what you love.
See, this is and again, I don't necessarily disagree with everything he's saying, but he's going through his massive spiritual era right now. He's 100% spiritual era. Black. I mean, it's more about the hair. It's just magnificent. Whatever's going on here, it's just magnificent. Just look at that side view. It's a unique thing upon itself. Again, tell me someone who's got fascinating hair other than Donald Trump, who's got fascinating hair like that. Like nobody really.
He fell in love with the blues when he was just a little kid.
I've been playing music since I was born. My mom and dad were gone working 2 jobs, and across the street there was
poor Stevie was alone.
Big black family that just played music all the time. In Detroit, it was always guitars, guns, and horseshoes. And kind of in that order. And I used to
Guitars, guns, and horseshoes. Is that what happens in Detroit? In Lansing, Michigan? Sorry, Detroit, Lansing, Michigan. Is that what normally happens? Guitars, horseshoes, and guns. Is that a thing? Anyone here from Michigan? Anyone here from near Lansing, Michigan? Wasn't Joker? Aren't you somewhere near there? Is that a thing? Is it a? Is that a saying?
sit on the footstool. This old man that played blues and ragtime and stuff. I used to just sit.
No, it wasn't Detroit. It was Lansing, Michigan. I just know Detroit, Michigan as a place. I think. I don't know if I even know that right, but yeah. It's Lansing. He's from Lansing, Michigan.
Listen to him until one day he started teaching me,
Stevens played with a lot of the great talents in the world, including the legendary B.B. King.
You know how many times I hear they throw, and I know that I don't know too much about B.B. King, but I know he's supposed to be a legend. But that's all they use as his claim to being genuine is this B.B. King gentleman.
A club.
And I'm not discounting what this guy has to say.
Called B.B. King Blues Club in Memphis. And one night I looked up and there he was. He was sitting in there. And I had heard about him playing music. So I invited him to come up and play. He did.
He's the only.
Don't worry, Lars, you're not the only one, mate. I'm pretty rip snorted myself. I don't know where Samantha's gone, but Samantha's supposed to be mother goosing me into not drinking too much, but she's obviously busy with domestic duties. I think she wasn't feeling well. So shout out to SS if you're all right. Scotty, I hope your missus is all right. Yeah, he's depending on who you ask, he's either a genius or he's just a shit truck with the guitar. I think the people that know him are going to be a little more pleasant, I guess you'd call it, with their assessment of his ability to play, whereas people who don't know him are going to be a little harsher with their assessment of his ability to play guitar.
Only man in the world, when I sit on the stage next to him, I get nervous. He really is the king to me.
Wow, I can't believe he said that. See, again, this is during his Buddhist era phase. He was humble here. Give him a few more years. He hadn't settled into being a full god yet.
After the show, we played, just ideas, had fun. He's very good at playing the guitar.
Just hanging out with his fellow black folk, really. Just a standard day for a black fella in Michigan, just hanging out.
His music was a kind of secret. The only people who knew about it were those who heard him play live. But it was his mother who convinced him to share his music with the world. It was her dying wish.
The last thing she said to me before she died, she said, "I'm asking you, please put the record out."
So hold on. Let's just get this right. Before his mum died, the last thing that she said to him was, "Get your record out." Not like, look, just live a good life. Look, take care of your father or take care of your sibling. None of that stuff. Release the album. What do we think the odds are that's true? Do we think she really said that? Do you think Mama Segal really said on her deathbed, release the album? It's what I want. It's my last wish. 1 for yes, she said that, or 2 for no? We can start a new poll, but it takes too much time. Do we think she really said that? 1 for yes, 2 for no. He's black. No, his grandma's Native American. He's black. His mother's part Irish. Sorry, part Italian, part French, according to him.
Put your music out there.
Put your music out there.
She loved it,
The world needs it.
Stephen wrote the music and produced a CD called Songs from the Crystal Cave.
He sure did.
Golden rule is make your album one thing. And I said, no, I'm not going to do that.
He's not entirely right. He did make it one thing. A piece of shit. That's what the one thing was.
I put blues, I put pop, I put rock, I put world, I put reggae, all on the same album.
That's why it's a piece of shit.
That to me was a world journey.
Yeah.
Al Anderson, one of the late Bob Marley's lead guitarists, collaborated with Stephen on some of the songs.
Uh-huh.
I think
I didn't save it.
Will be interested in this album because the lyric content is reminds a lot of Bob Marley's lyrics. They're conscious.
I mean, see what I'm saying about people just saying shit because they're on camera because they need to suck some ass. This guy's literally comparing Segal's songs to Bob Marley's songs. Now, I don't know a lot about Bob Marley. I know enough, but I think that's a bit of a stretch by Al Anderson.
Al's not the only star who showed up to play with Stephen on the album.
Stevie Wonder came in and just blew up the spot playing harp. His participation on My God just made the song even greater than it was.
I never picked people because they were stars. I picked them because they were my friends.
Uh-huh.
They loved my songs.
Great song.
Stephen's new album,
Girl, It's Alright.
and some of the
It's one of the greatest songs.
Thailand to do the music video.
Once there was a king. Sorry, once there was a man. I mean, he's never going to copyright strike me for this, so.
There's lots of these beautiful temples and just things that are really, really nice to look at. And
He's right about that. There are a lot of beautiful things to look at here. I'm not just talking about the temples. Hey. Yeah, but there are. The country's beautiful. It's all right with me. Girl, it's all right.
Just Thai culture.
It was really amazing to see how it all came together, and it has a lot of.
Does anyone actually remember this song when it came out? I don't, and I'm pretty sure it's probably never been mentioned much ever since. But
ruins from the ancient city, a huge Buddha, and
You know, it's all right, Cliff. Don't worry about it, mate. I'm not too worried about copyright. I won't get a strike. It'll just be a copyright claim, and I don't really care about monetizing these videos. It's just more about catching up and having a laugh with you guys. The live streams don't literally make no money other than the contributions. In terms of views, it doesn't mean shit. So I'm not too worried about it. As long as they don't come at me too hard or be dicks about it, it's fine.
beautiful palace and back, some beautiful women, very colorful, dancing, singing,
It's full of hot chicks, but yeah, all right.
a lot of joy.
I believe that music is the language of the gods. I believe it's the one language that all people can understand.
See, people just say shit. Like, what does that mean? Music is a language of the gods. It's a one music that all people got. Those statements don't make any sense together. I mean, it's one language everyone can understand. Yeah, I can understand. I get that. That makes sense. But what do you mean it's the language of the gods? Because it's a universal language, so it's by gods. You can't just say shit for the sake of saying shit. It's got to mean some shit. It's got to be genuinely actually mean some shit.
No matter what the religion or politics or race or anything else, music is the one language that can bring all people together. And for this reason, music is such an important part of my life.
Is it really? Thanks, Kat. You're a legend. Lovely. I love how you got cookies in your symbols there, and cake, and dancing. That reminds me of SS's antics. When she posts her messages, I think she's got a certain formula of what she uses for emojis. But thank you, darling. I appreciate it. You're a legend.
His CD was first released in France, where it's rapidly moving up the charts.
So this must have been current. It actually wasn't too bad. The French people love him musically. They did. I don't know about now, but they did back then. They're quite big fans of Seagal and his music. I don't know why.
Europe gets it next, then the United States.
Again, Romania, that makes sense because they're back. Because they're kind of backed by his music. As for Ja Rule, I mean, you should just shut the fuck up, Mr. Fire Festival. I'm gonna put on the biggest festival ever. I had no idea what the fuck he was doing. Hilarious. We should watch that Fire Festival doc. We'll watch the Fire Festival documentary in one of our midweek streams. There might be multiple midweek streams. We'll see how we go. Yeah, I don't expect everyone to make it all the time, but hopefully we can bring on some new Segalians with some midweek streams for a bit of fun, including this douchebag and his mate Billy. I forget his name, Billy something. But anyway, I digress. Where's Ja? Somebody get Ja. Somebody get Ja.
Steven hit it off immediately with superstar rapper Ja Rule, a multi-platinum singer during the filming of Half Past Dead.
Well, black folk got to stick together. You know what I'm saying? I remember that shit. He just sends him flying out of the car like it's nobody's business.
We kind of built our little camaraderie that day, you know what I mean?
Hey, be careful, Joyful. There's rumors that Pork is actually Steve from India. And once he offers to give you that $15 card, you got to send him $1,000 first to get that $15 card. So just be careful, Joyful. That's all I'm saying. His real name is Steve Singh from India.
It was a great opportunity to be next to a good actor and step up my game, you know. So I had a lot of fun. See you on the inside, man.
Life gets complicated for everybody.
Especially if you're a celebrity and you beat the shit out of your wife.
But if you're a movie star, any trouble becomes public. Then there's the rumors and the tabloids. It can get ugly. When Steven took some very...
This is probably during the period where Steven infamously called out reporters, those female reporters, dirty whores who should stick to pornography and blah 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 blah. They belong in a zoo. That was during this period where he was under a lot of pressure after he allegedly slapped around and probably cheated on his wife because he likes to do that, allegedly.
Very public hits. He had to find a way to deal with them.
If you need to take a boat from one side of the river to the other,
Here we go.
and there's snakes in the boat,
Here we go.
it doesn't mean that you're a snake. It just means you got to be with the snakes for the ride, and you try not to get bit.
Well, that's actually a pretty good analogy. Do you think he's doing some Cat Williams kind of shit right there, or what? What do you reckon? Take it easy, Tim. Have a good night, mate. Do you think he's talking about some Diddy kind of Hollywood, like you got to be with the snakes to make it in Hollywood? Do you think he's I think he's letting some early Diddy kind of analogies going on there, That's all I'm saying. Nah, you're all right, Pork. Everyone knows you're solid, brother. Everyone knows you're an OG, don't worry. But your name is still Singh, Steve Singh from home office, not from head office. That's how you know he's a scammer, see? He says home office instead of head office. That's what an Indian knockoff would say. The authentic version would be head office, not home office. Even I don't know what the fuck's real anymore.
Well, Hollywood is brutal. Stephen calls Hollywood cannibal town. People eat each other up.
I mean, literally, Cannibal Town. They eat each other's asses as well. Not just each other. They eat each other's assholes, I'm sure.
And being a superstar brings with it all the risk factors and vulnerabilities that fame and stardom can inflict on any individual.
Yeah, like going to a Diddy party and getting plowed in the ass and having 12-year-old fucking people probably strut around while they take photos of you.
Film is not about who you can, how much money you can steal. That's not what it's supposed to be about.
That's exactly what it's about.
But in Hollywood, things don't always work out the way they should. In 2003, Stephen was hit hard. His ex-partner of more than 10 years, Jules Nasso, talked to the mob about threatening Stephen, allegedly over a business dispute.
All right. That's one side of the story. The other side of the story is they've been partners for a long, long time, and they had a falling out, and they decided to squeeze Big Steve-O for a bit of extra cash. That's all I'm saying.
The FBI got the plot on tape. Nasso admitted to extortion conspiracy in federal court. He was sentenced to a year in prison in February of 2004.
People that I thought were my friends betrayed me and did terrible things to me and the people around me. I got caught in situations that made all of this very public. And as you know, people tend to thrive on scandals and bad news.
The tabloids had a
It's true. They do tend to thrive on scandals and bad news.
field day. Stephen has always been a target because of his exotic past and the intriguing myths that surrounded him, including possible connections to the CIA.
No, more about the mob. More about being used by the mob. Look at that hair, by the way. It looks like giant pubic kind of those dusters that people use to dust around their homes, like in the corners and shit. Looks like that.
They even hounded him during his marriage and divorce to actress Kelly LeBrock.
They can write whatever they want, and I mean whatever they want. And we have a judicial system where they can just get around any of that.
It hurts him deeply. It hurts him for his family, for his 6 kids. He deals with it because he's very spiritual.
He is very spiritual. He's a lama. He's a tulku. He's a rinpoche. I don't know what half of those shit things are, but I know that he is whatever they are. I shouldn't say shit things. I don't know half of what those things are, but I know that he is whatever the fuck they are.
In Buddhism, we say that one shouldn't swell up with pride when we're praised and things go wonderful. And we shouldn't shrink in humiliation when we are denigrated.
Are we?
His friends wanted him to fight back, have press conferences, but that's not Stephen's way.
That's not his way at all. He's a humble man who just goes about things quietly.
Rather than me going on Larry King Live, which everybody wanted me to do, to tell everybody, how I'd been vindicated and all this, I wanted to just sort of leave that stuff alone and try to make people laugh.
Okay. Now, if we're being honest, humor and laughter is not necessarily one thing. Sorry. Humor and laughter is not necessarily something we associate with Sensei Rumpelstiltskin, if we're being honest. But I like that he thinks that in his world. I like that he thinks that. It's charming and adorable.
That was my way of saying there is a medicine for all poison.
Focusing his energies on another aspect of his career.
See, hands on belly is even back in the early days. In the early 2000s, he had his hands on belly technique going on. He's consistent. I don't know who the ginger nut is in the background. Looks like what's his name? Sherman. Is it Sherman from American Pie? The Shermanator. That's what it looks like. That guy right there. That's a Shermanator. He became a movie director, apparently.
This action hero decided to reveal his comedic abilities and have fun with his tough guy image.
I get people on the ground faster by making them laugh than I do with the martial arts. So
I think you get them on the faster on the ground by just pinning them down against their will, allegedly. That's all I'm saying.
well, I think I'm pretty funny.
I never really knew about his sense of humor until I met him, but he's always making jokes and he's always seeing the humor side of pretty much every situation.
Commercial.
Steven just did a big campaign for Pepsi for their Mountain Dew commercial.
I just want to make sure this wasn't right. Oh, wait. There you go. Oh, that's shoot one.
And action.
He is a giant. He just towers over everyone else.
Steven Skull is all about energy and intensity.
That's good.
In this spot, we have him in a kind of a fun little irreverent, unexpected twist that's perfect for the brand.
I bet you like an autograph, huh?
Whatever.
Yeah, I can't believe it's me either.
Is that Code Red Mountain Dew? I've never had that, but I've heard about it. By the way, Mountain Dew, if I'm not mistaken, is the soft drink loaded with the most sugar out of all of them. Is the red? I don't know about Code Red, but Mountain Dew itself is really sugar heavy. How tall is he? He's 6'4". Allegedly, apparently he's 6'4". So take from that, maybe give or take an inch. So he's 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", but I'd say 6'3", 6'4". 6'3" or 6'4" inches tall. And if you ask me how long he is in the loins, I'll tell you he's about 6'8" to 7 foot.
The best thing about working with Steven is probably his sense of humor. I mean, he's a funny dude. He keeps you going on the set.
I mean, anyone who's seen Saturday Night Live knows that is not true, unless he changed afterwards. I see him giggling and shit. That's cute. But these are also just selected clips.
I love to see Steven do the roles that Leslie Nielsen was doing 10 years ago. I mean, Steven, I think, is that funny and could actually have that kind of a career while also maintaining his action career.
I mean, as an actor, I think if you hold on to one image, you're not really sort of a whole actor. You're kind of more one note. I mean, you have to sort of throw your own.
I mean, literally every movie is the same, much like Jason Statham, except Jason Statham at least makes it look cool, for being honest. He does the same shit over and over again in every movie, but at least it's enjoyable to watch. And I'm guessing he probably knows what he's doing.
Ego away, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do.
It's tough to change an image that's been so successful. But while he expands his boundaries, it's doubtful Steven's ever going to let a bad guy get off with just a joke.
What?
Steven and his crew had 6 long weeks of filming in Japan and Thailand, and the end is finally in sight.
Is it?
Any movie is a lot of work, but action films are much more demanding.
Of course they are. Especially if you're a lazy sloth. So around about this era, he would have been 54 years old. 53, 54. So he's doing all right. He's making moves. Maybe less. I don't know what year this was. What movie are they filming again on this in this whatever the fuck's going on? What's the movie they're filming? They're filming someone help me out here. Because I'm pretty sloshed. They are filming something in Thailand. He's wearing a jacket, but I don't know what the movie is that we've been watching him film over there. That's really annoying. Anyone got it for me? Anyone got it for me who's less stoned and wasted than I am? What was he filming?
With a little help from prayer.
Wasn't Into the Sun? Was it Into the Sun? Okay, I thought it was Into the Sun. There we go. Thanks, Plague. I thought it was Into the Sun. But you helped me out there. Thanks, Lahib. All right. All right. What the fuck was I doing? Into the Sun. That's what I was saying. 2005. So he would have been 53 years old. The big man's 53 years old. Wait, says, look, he's doing all right, man. He's doing all right. He's making moves at 53. He's still a ninja. He's a
final scene in the
belt ninja.
climax of the film.
This guy also just produces, directs. Before this movie, he'd only directed music videos. So I'm not saying that makes him bad, but that's what's going on here with this guy. We'll get to Into the Sun soon. We'll do a movie review of that. We have to do it soon, I guess. I mean,
He's facing his anti-hero. I think I can name it below. And it's the final sword battle between the two, kind of showing, and we're basically going to show the audience the skill of both players, and ultimately, I think you know who's going to win. But it's going to be.
of course, we know who's going to win. I mean, it wouldn't be a Seagal movie if he loses. What the hell is going on there? It looks like a. What the hell was that shit? What the hell was that shit? I mean, that looks weird as shit and not at all like an action movie. Into the Sun was based in Japan but shot in Thailand because filming in Japan would be too expensive. Lahib, you got to save those dollars, bro. He needs to save money for the lunch budgets and for the punani and the nose candy and the ladyboys. So you know, Thailand makes more sense. They rebuilt the set because in Japan they didn't want to damage the original temples or some shit. And again, it would be much cheaper to do in Thailand, especially 20 odd years ago.
The thing that I like best is writing. I like producing and directing a little bit. The thing I like least is acting. You know, I don't really love being in front of the camera too much.
That's pretty obvious.
I like to have my imprimatur on everything I can to try to protect the quality and the dignity and the heart of the piece.
He likes to say a lot of shit to try and sound smart, but it doesn't work.
I don't really love being in front of the camera too much, but I like to have my imprimatur on everything I can to try to protect the quality and the dignity and the heart of the piece.
When he finishes this film, Steven's off to Bulgaria to start another action adventure.
Cheers, little homeboy handshake.
When he finishes this
Check out his
film,
homeboy handshake.
Steven's off to Bulgaria to start another
Bam,
action
bam,
adventure.
bam, bam.
6 months later, there's a third movie already in production. Recently, he had a very fun.
Nobody's let this bloke know that all of these movies are generally going straight to DVD. And this was probably when Blockbuster was still around. So, sorry, Bio Channel. That doesn't mean shit. At one stage, he was making like 4 movies a year.
Funny role in a movie based on the internet comedy magazine The Onion. But we can't reveal the plot, or somebody might get hurt.
You want me to do something else? I could
Somebody might get hurt, like a chair. Look at that hair, though. It's magnificent hair.
A man as talented as he is, I think could do.
They got to finish this shit on BB King, just to let you know it's serious.
He really does want.
Look at that hair, though. Look at that ponytail. Whatever the fuck that is back there. Look at it. It kind of looks like cotton candy. Kind of looks like cotton candy hanging off the back of his head, you know? Cotton candy.
Whatever trials Steven's been through for more than 25 years, at heart, this is a man who loves telling stories.
He does.
Making movies.
He does.
I find it exhilarating to see a movie that's been done well in the end when it's really finished. That's exhilarating. I'm not really attached to any image, and therefore I don't like, people sort of look at.
I like that look there with the leather jacket. It's very hot. It's like if Blade was actually cool, like Wesley Snipes, I love you, but they missed out hiring Seagal as Blade.
Me in one light, I'm multidimensional as all humans are, and I would like to just be able to be regarded as somebody who is here to try to make the world as a better place, because that's why I'm here.
See, he was going through this real Buddhist era right now. And I imagine he did a lot of good during this era. He helped a lot of people out because he thought he was like, he was put on this earth to save the earth and save humanity. I think he really believes that, like most of these Andrew Tates, celebrities, etc. There's a little bit of they're destined to change the world shit going on. And that's fine, Power to them. Not all of them have a head of hair and, the sexy looking taste of Sensei, what do you want to call him? Donut Dick. Yes. By the way, they're playing this, not me. They're playing this. Just there to cover her kitty. Actually, maybe the guy who actually got the video who this channel is from maybe playing that. But either way. So we're just going to skip forward to it. See, it wasn't Seagal. How could they cut it out before Seagal says his bit? That's disgusting. All right, I think we're gonna leave it there, my friends. Unfortunately, I do have to get up in about 4 hours to do some real world shenanigans, but we've gone to about 2.5 hours ish, which is longer than planned. But next week there is while we're here, actually, I'll do it. I'll do it after I get off the stream. Next week, the plan is to do the alpha male video. I've got a new alpha male video, which is going to be some good fun. True Justice episode 2. Hopefully, I get the trailer done for the movie that I'm doing. We'll see how we go. And then the Clown World video. Yeah, including Tater Tot. We'll get to that as well. We should do the song. What do you mean by the song? You mean like you mean Sailing Away. I know what you're saying. You're talking about Sailing Away. What you're saying is this, Pork, I think. When I close my eyes. That's the Sensei song. Yeah, it's great. It is. No, I'll fuck that up. Oh, I unplugged it. No, that's what happens. All right, I unplugged the mic accidentally. Yeah, I unplugged the mic. I fucked up there at the end, as you do. Douche move. All right, anyway, that's what you get here when That's what happens when I'm extremely well and truly lubricated. But all right, we'll finish up on a decent microphone note. Thank you all for coming, legends. I appreciate it. The point was next week, Clown Show, True Justice, and Alpha Male video. I don't know if it'll be all three, but we'll get there. I appreciate you all for coming and spending your Sunday with me. Thank you, legends. As always, thank you for your support. Stay tuned. Be well. Thank you for the well wishes for Mr. Seagal. We'll be all right. 4.5 hours sleep and then off to the hospital. She'll be fine. Just a bit of cut. But everyone, stay well, be good, and I will see you all soon. Thank you as always, legends. Bye bye.